Ah, Christmas. What many people consider the most wonderful time of the year. A time to relax, unwind, avoid family. Truly a great time of the year. And what better way to celebrate this wonderful holiday than take a look at all the Santa servants that Fate Go has given us. And the rules for the ranking are really simple. I'm going to take a look at all of the Santa servants and base them on 3 arbitrary criteria: how the designs work with the character, how the designs convey holiday cheer, and just how good they are as an overall design. So with that little bit out of the way, let's get to the ranking. Starting, of course, with our first Santa servant, Salter. And first of all, how well did they stick to her character? Well, I respect them sticking to her normal color scheme rather than just giving her the holiday colors without respecting the character they're putting it on. The red markings along her clothes keep in line with her normal design and add some nice visual consistency to it. The lack of anything particularly flashy is in line with Salter's personality as well. So, 4 out of 5. Unfortunately though, despite the design being pretty good in that respect, the dark colors really just don't inspire any Christmas spirit in me. So I'm gonna have to give it a low score on that. 1 out of 5. While it's a solid design, it is just a basic Santa suit. And while I do like the fact that it prioritizes keeping to Salter rather than just artificially feeling like Christmas, it's still really basic. It's memorable in its own but it feels like it didn't quite understand what it was supposed to be. 3 out of 5. And her total is 8 out of 15 points. Fittingly enough, Chaldea's first Santa is perfectly average. It's not bad by any means, but just really simple. Sorry, Salter, it's gonna take more than a simple Santa suit to impress me. And what definitely doesn't impress me is our next Santa servant, Jeanne d'Arc Alter Santa Lily. Man, do I just appreciate the fact that that is a name I can say. Anyhow, I'm not actually breaking this design down into categories because it's a lolly with a boob window. I'm not justifying that by seriously looking at it. Negative 20 points. So with that unfortunate stain on Christmas history out of the way, we have Altera the Santa. Not moving that far up in the world, are we? Honestly, as an adaptation of her design, it's kind of an improvement. The simplification in the outfit is great, and it's not like they tried to make it any skimpier. Age rating would have to change for that. But the red color scheme is less visually impactful than her white and black color schemes, so it's a trade-off. But the candy cane version of Mars' sword is kinda neat, so I'll give her a decent score, 3 out of 5. Now, how is she as a Santa? Points for trying to do something interesting with Santa's reindeer by making sheep her preferred form of transport. Other than that, The red and green and blues actually feel too saturated, which somehow lessens the impact of the Christmas color scheme. Also, her outfit, while true to her character, doesn't really feel like it has anything to do with Santa or Christmas or winter in general, really. It's totally lacking in that Christmas vibe we're looking for. The only thing saving this from a 1 is the mustache bride. It'd be criminal to ignore that. 2 out of 5. As a design, honestly, the bulk of the gloves and boots kind of give it an awkward feeling to me. Her earmuffs are cute, but it's also skimpy without much reason, which is a bigger problem when they call attention to how cold it makes her. We can live without that particular joke, and if they want her to look sexy, they need to commit harder to the bit. As it stands, it just feels pointless for her to be dressed like this. It's accurate to her design, but really doesn't leave a big impact on me. Honestly, I think the sheep have more of a presence than she does, and that's not a hallmark of a good design. 1 out of 5, giving us a total of 6 for Altera. Which is a shame because I really love Altera, but I cannot in good conscience call this a good design. It fails in pretty much every angle, and I think it's a real shame. As a character who's always half naked, it would have been fun if they dressed her up, actually. But we get this weird, bland bikini thing instead. And immediately showing her how to do the skimpy Santa thing right, we have Cats, whose event I missed, so I have no deep insights involving that. Not that it normally really ties into the design. Anyway, as an adaptation of her character, her Santa design keeps a few elements from her original design. The feathers from her regular form are larger and brighter now, and her hair feels more prominent here. However, it's actually just a perfect fit for her personality. I can't really imagine anyone else in Chaldea pulling this particular outfit off. It feels very Kets, to say the least. Now, how does it work as a Santa outfit? Well, you don't need a Santa suit to inspire holiday cheer, something Ket shows off brilliantly. Keeping to a simple red and green color scheme works for how little clothing there actually is here, cementing that Christmas vibe. And all the little things also drive it home, with ornaments and stars hanging around her body, making her look like a walking Christmas tree. Something I never thought I would say as a compliment. While it might not be the kind of costume you think when you hear Christmas, its unwavering cheer really managed to shine through. 5 out of 5. As a design, it's loud, it's festive, and it's sexy. She's a Christmas party come to life, and everything about this design feels like a celebration. While the outfit is a bit much for my own tastes, I think it executes its goal amazingly. She radiates an infectious, vibrant, fun energy, and it puts me in a better mood seeing it. And if that's not the mood you want during the holidays, I don't know what you're looking for. 5 out of 5. Giving her a total of 14, a near perfect score. Despite not personally loving the design much myself, I think it actually captures exactly what it wants to be. If it retained just a bit more of her design elements, I would have given it a perfect score. I respect it more than I love it, but I have to admit, it's pretty damn great. And back for the events I was actually there for, Florence Nightingale. How does it show off her character? Well, it's a little strange talking about it as an adaptation of her design. The only thing that really carries over is her dominant red color. Her hair's let down in this form, which is actually a little problematic for the design. You see, in her original design, the only times we see her hair down is the third and final art. The third shows her in the middle of a battlefield and gives the idea that she's out to provide emergency care, or perhaps that her station was attacked. And in the final art, it shows her away from her nursing duties, a point where she can relax. The point is that we only see her hair down in situations where she either isn't concerned with keeping it up or isn't able to let it be a priority. So for her to have it down while in her Santa form, which still takes her nursing and hygiene very seriously, feels strange for her. It doesn't ruin the design, but it does kind of hamper the character of it. That ends this tirade about hair. Most notable is the gun syringe parasol, and it's a fun weapon that makes sense for Nightingale as an over-the-top weapon. 3 out of 5. In huge contrast from the previous Santa, Nightingale keeps her outfit sleek and simple. The red dress and white cotton are all it takes for this outfit to convey the idea of Santa. Her bag has some festive elements, most notably the mistletoe with bells on it to add a bit to the Christmas spirit. If Cats was an all-out party, Nightingale's a cooler, more practical Santa. The simplicity of the outfit has its own charms, and overall still manages to feel festive in its own right. While it's not gonna drag down the score, I have to bring up her final Ascension art. The sexy nurse thing really doesn't fit Nightingale's vibe at all, and it doesn't really inspire Christmas spirit in me. I won't lie and say I don't like it, but I do ultimately think it's pointless here. Feels like they slapped some random CE art onto her and called it a day. But despite that, I'd still give the base design 4 out of 5 stars. As for the design, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all! I have no clue if Mary Poppins has any relation to Christmas, but it's the theme we have here. The design itself is so simple, I really can't elaborate more on it than I already have in the other sections. She's got the umbrella and bag that are synonymous with Mary Poppins. It's what the design wanted, it's what they got. It invokes that imagery. I don't know why they're invoking that imagery, but they did it and they did it well. 4 out of 5 stars. And Nightingale walks off with a total of 11 points. I don't have a lot to say to elaborate on it. It's just a solid design in this case. And now we're moving from Mary Poppins to Rocky, because Santa Karna is here to box. His design here keeps true to form to many of his base design elements. Most notably, the same black and red color scheme contrasted by his pale skin. Honestly, his original design is already striking enough that you'd be hard-pressed not to make him still feel like Karna here. It'd be impressive if they managed to strip that much of his identity away. I especially like the way the hood kind of highlights his face. Karna can be a little more intense in this form, so highlighting that's a pretty good choice. Overall, I still don't think it shows Karna's character off super well, but it's still Karna, and that's just fine. 3 out of 5. Unfortunately, though, he has the same problem as our original Santa. Black just isn't a festive color, and while the red does help him a little bit here, I honestly probably wouldn't have been able to tell you he was Christmas related if I didn't already know. It doesn't really inspire any kind of holiday joy in me, kind of missing the entire point. 1 out of 5. But lacking in Christmas cheer does not hold the design itself back. Karna looks so damn cool here. Like I mentioned before, the hood also helps highlight his intense features, dialing the cool factor even higher. And the punching bag on his back immediately ties him into boxing, telling the viewer exactly how he fights without saying a word. One word that does help the design, though, is the sun logo on the cloak, tying Karna a little closer back to his origins, but also making it feel better than some simple streetwear. This is some quality stuff here, name brand. And the design itself is too damn sleek. I think it's very humanizing for Karna, something his Santa version does a lot of. While it's not inspiring that holiday spirit, it's still a damn solid design. 5 out of 5. So the total comes out to 9. While it missed the mark on the holiday itself, it still makes Karna cool as hell. I wish it incorporated more holiday elements into the design so I could score it higher, but alas, it's just not in the cards. Anyhow, going from cool to cute, we have Santa Martha. As for the character of it, yeah, let's cut to the chase. This design isn't even trying to emulate the Martha we know, which puts me in a strange situation. I can't call it wrong for doing that, because this isn't really the same Martha. Pretty explicitly her form from when she was younger, and yeah, small Martha, just like it said on the tin. Honestly, given her normal outfit, I almost want to give this 1 points for not being closer in design. Do not need another revealing lolly costume, Fate Go. I still think she's recognizable as Martha. It's helped out by the fact that her color scheme is already Christmassy colors. While maybe a little on the bland side, the design does show you exactly who Martha is. That friendly smile, the ladle she keeps in hand, and the apron all connect to make her recognizably a cook. She looks very caring, which is appropriate for both versions of Martha. So while it doesn't do a great job of showing us the original Martha, it does a pretty good job about telling us about this one. So, 4 out of 5 stars. And for the Santa category, this is probably as basic as it gets. She has a cute Santa dress with an apron, some mitts, and a hat. Super simple. And partnered with the background art, it looks very warm. She looks inviting, like she wants you to come inside, take a seat, and enjoy the season. And she's actually pretty unique among the Santas of Chaldea for that. Her brand of the festive season is a meal to be shared with those around her. It's simple, gentle, and warm, and for that, it's perfect. 5 out of 5. As for the design itself, Santa plus chef equals cute design. It's simple, but it succeeds at what it sets out to do, even if it's lacking in any kind of interesting flavor itself. But maybe that more grounded appearance has its own charms. 4 out of 5 stars. For a total of 12. This one here may seem a little boring at first, but with the chaos that always seems to be filling the halls of Chaldea, perhaps what Christmas needed was a calmer, gentler Santa to take the reins for once. And that's just what we have here. And so we finally arrive at our newest Santa, Chaldea's very own Captain Nemo! As for how well it shows off his character, we keep the blues and blacks of his later ascensions in this art, which when combined with his Santa gear looking very well insulated, gives him a very practical. It really works for him. He's not an expressive guy a lot of times, so seeing him choose function over form feels right. 4 out of 5. How he is as a Santa, I'm not going to repeat my spiel about darker colors for our representatives, so instead I'm going to point out that his final ascension does brighten it somewhat. He might be the only one giving Karna a run for his money on lacking that Santa energy, but the present in that final ascension does give him just a bit of edge to keep him ahead. As for the design itself, like I mentioned before, it does its best to look pragmatic to a fault. I don't have an issue with the outfit for the most part. He just has too damn much going on in too small of a space. Torso feels incredibly cramped, and I think it's kind of an eyesore to look at. Fortunately, other than that, he does look pretty good, especially like his hat and boots. I think they sell his appeal very well, and the fishing rod gun is hilarious, and I want it. 3 out of 5 stars, for a total of 9. A bit lacking in cheer, a bit too busy for my taste, but still very true to Nemo as a character. And while he might not be inspiring any festive spirit in me, at least I can tell he's gonna do his job as best he can. What? You thought that'd be the end of it? You thought the arcade was safe from me? Oh no, oh no, no. As long as there are Santa servants to judge, I will mercilessly be the arbiter I've elected to become. And first up on the chopping block is Helena, who is very cute and very Russian. I'll explain that bit in a minute. Her hair, the occultic symbol on her chest, and her doll make her easily recognizable. It does a good job adapting her character in that way. I can't really argue that it actually shows that much of her character off in the design itself, but the fact that it ties into her nationality is pretty neat. 4 out of 5 stars. Now for the Christmas section. Yep, that's right, this isn't the Santa section anymore, it's the Christmas section. Because Helena's decided not to go with your typical Santa outfit. She's traded out Santa's red coat for the blue of Snegorochka. Apologies for the bad pronunciation. Snegorochka is a figure of Russian folklore who acts as the helper of Dead Moroz, Slavic version of Santa. Like I said before, her outfit's very Russian. I enjoy the fact that it ties into something different, especially that it's something connected to her character. I think that's really cool, and I like it. But even discounting that, it's a fun and bright outfit. So while I don't have a personal connection to the figure she's dressed as, I think it still manages to convey some of that holiday cheer. 4 out of 5 stars. As for the design itself, as far as I can tell, it follows Snegorochka faithfully, and it's simply very cute. The snow patterns on her dress and jacket are visually interesting, and the color scheme is just pleasing. White and blue is a nice color scheme. She's simply a cute girl in cute clothes, and while not particularly interesting, it's still nice. Also, a fun detail is that in her final ascension, she has a Christmas tree with ornaments of Tesla, Edison, and Karna, as well as a UFO tree topper, which is just very fun. 4 out of 5 stars, bringing Christmas Helena's total score up to 12. Like a lot of the other Santa designs, it's good in its simplicity. It's a lot of fun, it's very cute, and it's perfect for the season. And now we finally arrive at our last Santa, and so we reach the end. Our final festive friend. So I proudly present Santa Suzuka. This design is filled to the brim with character. Like Ket's, it's loud, but it also feels fashionable here. Her painted nails and tan push that even further. She looks like someone who cares about her appearance. You understand Suzuka, or at least the version of herself that she projects, just by looking at the outfit. Maybe even better than her base design. Yeah, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Out of all of these, this is the only one I think might actually top the original design in showing off personality. Weird. 5 out of 5. And as a Santa, first things first, she just looks like she's having such a great time. Her Santa outfit is unique from any of the others we've seen, but still very much feels festive. Fan servicey to be sure, but not in an overbearing way. What really sets it apart is actually her weapon. That double-bladed sword thing with lights on it? I don't know what it is. Either way, on the top, they display a Merry Christmas message, which really seals the deal for me. It's a lot of fun as one of the few outfits that really invoke the holiday itself. Of course, it still has the classic color scheme, and I like the way that she's only kinda wearing the hat. Makes her feel very playful. Yep, gets me ready for the holidays. 5 out of 5. As for the design itself, it's eye-catching to say the least. It's got a lot of variety and a good bit of asymmetry to keep it visually interesting. It manages to be hot while not feeling like some cheap, sexy Santa outfit. The gold stars on her skirt and sleeves give her a sort of trademark to the look. It's a really solid design that perfectly achieves what it sets out to do. 5 out of 5. For a perfect total of 15. Yep, I did not expect that going into this, but my favorite Santa servant is Suzuka Gozen. We've had a fair few strong contenders here, but at the end of the day, there is one thing that cannot be overcome. The fact that I have a massive Fox Girl bias. Thank you for listening to my insane ramblings. Goodbye. Fucking midnight, December 26th. While editing in music to the video, I find out that Santa Fran is a thing. I am very tired. She's getting the abridged version. Very cute. 10 out of 15. Fuck you, Arcade. Good night.